With the rise of internet and social media, the world has witnessed the birth of a new cyber species, often termed as trolls. Often marked by their aggressive allegiance to fundamentalist ideologies, being protective of one or few political leaders, and loaded with ample conspiracy theories. The trolls are an interesting phenomenon who seem to be controlling the narrative of the common mass for some time now. Who are these people in real life? What drives them in actuality? And what can we, and more importantly, they themselves do to calm down? For this, it is important to understand them and explore their origins. Harshad Nalawade, in his debut feature Follower, takes up that effort to deep dive into the psyche of one such radicalized young man of the country, and thus exposes that problem might not only be his. Follower is one of the most important Indian films of the year, with its striking content, rich texture, and a remarkable capture of the time and space of today's India. The film will be a part of the Jio MAMI Film Festival starting from the 27th of this month, and we recommend this to be a must-watch if you're attending the fest and beyond. Raghu is a Marathi youth from the disputed province of Belgaum, a place at the border of Maharashtra and Karnataka that is under constant tug-of-war for ownership between the local Marathi and Kannada communities. He calls himself a journalist as he works for promoting a Facebook page for the local Marathi leader, thriving on fake stories and polarizing content. But what will immerse you into the world of Raghu is that he believes in what he's doing. He genuinely feels that all the fakeness from his media page is for a greater good and does not even bother about the meager pay he gets in return. Is it even possible for an urban youth to be brainwashed this way? That too, who has completed his engineering. That sucks you into Raghu's life. A few chapters not so behind as Harshad tries to clinically dissect the frustrations of Raghu and his likes and what might have turned them into what they are today. And where do we start when we try to delve into the coiled up anger of Raghu? Is it in that one incident where his father had to face the wrath of capitalism for his shop signboard written in Marathi? Is it in his mother's constant nagging for getting married? Is it in the patronizing attitude of his brother settled in the US, distanced from the day-to-day issues of the family, but always with a better-than-thou vibe? Or is it being rejected by his friend Pari, as she chooses another mutual friend to have an affair? Someone more privileged than Raghu, who quite literally taunts him for his ways. Harshad effectively does an anatomy of a troll of today's India, as he covers almost all aspects of what leads them there. Firstly, being a male in a patriarchal society, as most trolls are, with a misplaced idea of inherited privilege and superiority, which they often do not find in reality once they grow up. There's an amazing sequence where Raghu comes to visit a potential bride for his marriage proposal. Harshad deftly establishes the expected gender politics dominant in the society as the girl appears in the front of the family members from both sides. And then when Raghu is alone with her, Harshad turns the table on Raghu as he struggles to cope up with the intelligence and thoughtfulness of the girl. And that takes us to the second troll trait that Harshad points at, the inherent grudge towards women and the inability to have a sober communication with them. Raghu desires women, but he cannot get them, which leads to intrinsic sexual frustration. We watch how Raghu ruins his beautiful relationship with Pari as this sexual frustration comes in between, and how that leads to his overall grudge on the world. And then, the pain and shame inside of feeling inferior to peers and relatives, like we see Raghu's complex in front of his brother or his friend Sachin. This shame might emerge from multiple channels, be it not being great in conversing in English, be it the mark sheets in comparison to a more celebrated friend or family member, be it one's poor origins, or be it in the humiliations that the ruthless society thrusts on you in absence of certain surface-level gloss. Aggressive communalism and jingoism has become a vent for all these frustrations that the youth face today in India. As social media allows anonymity, the anger expresses as the worst personal abuse. Like Raghu, finds his shelter in the cause of the local Marathi leader, a channel to let out his pain and fury. Director Harshad Nalawade beautifully portrays this through the few sequences near the end of the film. And then he asks the central question to all of us. Could we not help Raghu and his likes to find comfort and solace somewhere else? Did we not participate in some way or the other in making of this inferiority complex-ridden Indian male who is sexually frustrated, ashamed of his background, and vulnerable to brainwash of fundamentalist leaders? Could we not be more accommodating of the ones who are unlike us, vulnerable and underexposed in certain ways, without humiliating or patronizing them? Are we, who consider ourselves better and tag them as trolls, have no blame to share at all? Harshad Nalawade cleverly introduces us to the present-day Raghu at first and then slowly zooms out to his previous month and then previous year, and establishes how it's easy to tag someone without getting to know the person inside out, like we keep on doing every day. a brilliant debut from a new voice in Indian cinema, whom we will be a follower of from here on. Do check out Follower in Mami or wherever you get the next opportunity. That is all from us today. Thank you for watching.